Okay.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Mayor Manager meeting for Wednesday, March 2nd. In the room with me is City Clerk Stephanie Carlisle, City Attorney Tamara Niles, Assistant City Clerk Jay Truscott Reed, Assistant City Manager Tim Dodd, City Manager Shawn Lewis, and Mayor Pro Tem Steve Ward. I'll pass it over to you, Shawn.
Thanks, Mayor. We'll start with March 7th. We've got a street sweeper purchase. And the next one is a snowplow purchase. And then 7 vehicles from John Elway. And those are all on consent. Next, we have a public hearing, planned hearing for PUD at 3600 South Galapago. Approval of a contract recognizing Women's History Month. Award of a contract to Tool Design for the Floyd Avenue and South Elodie Street intersection improvements. Award of a contract for services to USIC Locating Services. Emergency change order number 2 with Global Underground Corp. Approve an ordinance authorizing intergovernmental agreement for the provision of homelessness services, coordinator services. And that's with the county and our Tri-Cities. Approved bill for an ordinance plan unit development 3601 South Huron. First reading of an ordinance IGA with RTD for cost share of Inglewood trolley. And then bill of an ordinance to amend municipal codes marijuana regulations to update Colorado statutory references. Approve a bill for an ordinance accepting DOLA Innovative Housing Strategies Planning Grant. And that's it for that meeting. I think we've got all of those marked with, oh, we do have the, oh yeah, but we said no on that
That'll
one.
be no. Yep. I think everything else is good to go. The only thing I am the only thing that I'm noticing is there isn't a study session on Monday currently. So we may need to notice that somehow potentially.
Yeah, sorry, Dave. We did decide that we'll just publicly notice that.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Thank you.
6 p.m. start, or what time would we start?
6 p.m.
Okay.
But we just won't have a study session, so public comment, that type of thing will all be kind of shifted up to the 6 o'clock time.
Great.
And I just wanted to remind everyone, I will not be at the March 7th meeting. Vicki McDermott will be there on behalf of the city attorney's office.
I will make sure to receive some invite.
Thank you.
All right, well, if there are no other questions on March 14th, we'll move on, excuse me, March 7th, we'll move on to March 14th. We have the Santa Fe Planning Environmental Linkages study, review the recommendations and early action plan. And then WIFIA loan agreement for the sewer fund, the same for the water fund.
Do we have those on the wrong dates? Because it says first reading, this is a study session. So is that supposed to be on the 21st?
The plan is to designate it as a special meeting. They are on a short time frame because they want to lock in the interest rate because we anticipate they're going to go up. But there's so many parties involved. We're dealing with the federal government, so it's taken longer to get the final documents. And so, in fact, I think I got 15 emails on this yesterday. So the emails are flying back and forth to make sure we can get it on the 14th to expedite approval.
Okay.
And Tamara, just confirm, I believe you had an executive session for this 14th meeting as well, but I shifted it to the 21st because I wasn't aware that there was going to be. This is a special meeting, so I will go ahead and move that back, but it will appear, I believe, on the 21st.
Okay, yeah, if we could do it the 14th, if that's okay with the mayor, I think that would be appropriate.
Is there any reason why we couldn't have it on the 7th?
The executive session?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm back on the WIFIA loan agreements.
Oh, it's not, they're not done yet. That's everyone, we're negotiating them back and forth, and now we're down to just final details.
Okay.
So it's not final yet.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So moving down, we've got the presentation on charter framework. And then Bates Logan Park renovations grant. This is from Arapahoe County, just to submit. And, oh, I guess we're on March 21st, aren't we? Sorry.
Yeah, yep.
Everybody's good with, yeah, so that would be a great one for executive session because it's short.
Yep.
Okay, so continuing with March 21st. Resolution for authorizing acquisition of property for the South Inglewood Storm Sewer Outfall Project. Resolution authorizing possession and use agreement for the South Inglewood Storm Sewer Outfall Project. And then walk and wheel, this is the public hearing in anticipation of adoption of the new walk and wheel plan update. Approval of updated City of Inglewood strategic plan. Approve a letter of support regarding revision to Colorado liquor code. Pirates Cove play structure painting and wrap. On that. And last is first reading of a PUD at 3600 South Calapago. All right, so we need to make some decisions. Can we go back up to the start? Thank you. At the beginning. Study session. 20-minute presentation. Discussion. We don't have to do this today, but this is the only item on study session. How long would you like for that, Mayor? Discussion.
I'm reading up a little bit more about it. So with this, okay, so it is with the city consultant. So would you say 20 minutes, Mayor Pro Tem? 20-minute presentation, 20-minute discussion with.
Yeah, I think that'd be fine. This is just the opening stages of the project, so I wouldn't expect to get any real meat. So 20 minutes should be okay.
Okay.
Great. And then we can go ahead and maybe make some decisions on consent here. For the storm sewer outfall project, this is acquisition of property.
You know.
Okay.
No on both.
On both. Okay. No on both of those, and then the strategic plan, that's the big update.
I'm a no on that.
Yeah, I would say a no on that one.
Pirates Cove.
I would say yes, but it also depends on the dollar amount. I'm not expecting that to be a huge dollar amount, but I don't know.
Yeah, Jake, maybe you could get them to update that one. And we'll make a decision on it next time. I mean, the description, yeah.
Yep, will do.
All right, and then moving on down. Okay, so we're at March 28th. Great. Anything else on the 21st? All right, March 28th, we will, the first one is the reserve policy. And thanks for updating that description, Jade. Next is February 28th, February 22, March, using monthly financial report, and then the community safety report. And this is the one that a few council members have asked for police department to come and give a presentation on crime in the community. Moving on to April 4th, resolution approving walk and wheel plan. Motion to approve professional services agreement with route policy research in the amount of $160,000. Zone 345 alley grading, and that's it. April 11th, preliminary 2023 revenue and expenditure underlying forecast assumptions. Presentation on city payment of city use taxes. Consideration of, well, now we're on April 18th, consideration of Citizen of the Year and Elevate Inglewood graduation, Arbor Day proclamation, and Earth Day proclamation, Small Business Week proclamation, and consideration of organized garbage collection initiative. And lastly, CB04, authorizing agreements necessary to complete city ditch relocation project.
I don't know why, but I thought Small Business Week was in July, but I guess I may be wrong.
Yes, so they'll be proclaiming May 1st through 7th this year as Small Business Week.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Oops, sorry about that.
We could do that one on April 25th, right? Or is that a study session?
That's a study session. 25th is a study session.
I had reached out to Darren and Tim to see if there was a preference, because there is a meeting on May 2nd where we could move this proclamation. And they talked about doing the proclamation first to celebrate that week. So, I mean, I think we're okay either direction.
So, and I believe there was already clarification that had already been sent out that I had an email on, and it looked like Darren preferred the 18th.
Yes, correct, but we could move it.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
All right, moving on to the 25th. We have the March monthly financial report and then estimated assessment penalty. And then Inglewood trolley update and future planning. And then the capital projects list with city council and the 3 boards and commissions that work with this. Any questions on the 25th? Moving on to May 2nd, Public Service Week proclamation and utility sanitary sewer CCTV inspection contract. That's a big one. And then, okay.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if it continued on with the same date, and it looks like it goes on to May 9th.
Oh, great. Code next update on May 9th. And then we have executive session on May 16th. I wonder if that's is that correct?
Yes, so there were 2.
Right.
Yes, so for the executive session, by my contract, I'm supposed to have a year review or an annual review by June 6th. So that's why it says executive session by June 6th.
Perfect, thank you. And then April 2022 monthly financial report. Pride Month, Juneteenth, Board and Commission interviews. And then the second night if we need it.
This is just a hold item. It's not currently listed, which is why it is on a Wednesday.
Okay. It looks like most of the rest of these are financial reports, except for Citizen of the Year will be June 27th.
Okay.
All right. We did take down some council requests during the last meeting, and one came from Member Russell, and it was about businesses leaving the city.
Mhm.
So we've got that inputted. Was there any other one that I forgot?
Looking over my notes right now.
I also am turning Member Noonenkamp's. It wasn't a council request per se, but I did email her some verbiage to make a council request. And that was, waiting for my brain to engage. She had asked about the disposition of property and where miscellaneous revenue, is put into the budget. So she is asking a question about some criteria for where that goes. And I think there were other council members who seemed interested in that too. So I'm just having finance staff put together some options on that for a council request.
Sounds good. I don't have anything else that came out of that night. If they were angry. Do you have anything else, Steve?
I do not.
Okay. Anything else from staff?
Not from me.
I don't have anything.
Looks like I'll give everybody back 15 minutes, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do have one question that I wanted to
Jade.
confirm. I know, I'm so sorry. So I know we had briefly discussed about a potential city council summer break or summer holiday. Is that something that we are still considering? My only concern is I want to go ahead and, if we are going to do that, I would like to inform staff so they know what meetings will potentially not be on the calendar. So that way we can make sure we're not having to do a huge reshuffle with items.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't really think about it in terms of what the scheduling. It sounds like we are interested in considering it. It does sound like we have to like nail down the dates. Originally, I like the idea of keeping the middle or having that first Tuesday, since I guess the fourth falls on a Monday, having that meeting on the 5th, and then again at the end of the month. That would be my preference, but I have to think about it a little bit more.
So we're currently considering July potentially.
Correct.
Yeah, I heard July
Okay.
as well.
We could formalize it in a resolution and then present a resolution for consideration. What I like about that is it gives you a formal way to discuss the issue, and it provides public notice in a written document as to what we'll do. It could also establish going forward that would apply in future years unless changed by council.
Right. Okay.
Would you like for me to draft that and put it on the agenda?
Actually, I do like that idea. Steve, do you have an issue with that?
I'm good with the resolution, but I wouldn't want anything that specifies conduct in future years. So if we're establishing a precedent, that's fine, but I would like such a resolution be passed on an annual basis if we're going to continue the tradition.
I agree.
No problem.
Anything else, Jade?
That's it.
I did have one other issue that Jade and I talked about, and I put a reminder on my calendar and it just popped up. Proclamations. The policy manual provides, of course, the proclamation policy that was adopted by council. But we've had some discussion internally regarding what does a priority proclamation approved in the block, what does that mean exactly? And it's not clear in the policy. So we've had some discussions as, does that mean we don't vote on it at all, which was what I interpreted it to mean, or as we did the other night, designated as a special meeting because it was authorized as a priority proclamation by council consensus. All we did was ask, does anyone object? And then if anyone objected, then we would vote. Otherwise, it was read. But it's not clear in the policy exactly what's anticipated. And then Jade and I discussed that in the past, council voted on every proclamation, but in the past we didn't have this priority proclamation process. So either way, in the 2023 council policies, I'm going to clarify that to provide a clear process, but either way is acceptable, but I wanted to raise the issue.
Okay. Yeah, I think if we can get some clarity on that for future years, but I would prefer the method of how we did it on Monday night, but I didn't hear any objection, but I could always bring up that question throughout this year until we get further clarity.
Yes, and we even discussed when we approve the priority proclamations, go ahead and vote on it at that time. But what I don't like about that is if facts change or circumstances change and for some reason it shouldn't be adopted, I don't like the idea of going ahead and voting to approve it in January. So we've had some internal debate about it.
Okay.
Yeah, the other possibility is that the makeup of council would change. Obviously, that's not common, but it's possible.
Exactly.
Didn't think about that. Okay. Anything else, Tamara?
No, nothing else.
Okay. Anything else from staff?
Don't believe so.
No,
All
sir.
right. If not, that will conclude today's mayor manager meeting. It's about 8:50. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine.
You too.
Thank you.
You
Thanks,
too.
everybody.
Have a good day.